Hi backers, this is Yezin from the Visor Tech team. I just got my exit air vent, so I'm going to do a short little tutorial video on how to install it. And then we'll also go over how to put in the filters and just kind of fill in any of the blanks and how to get this thing up and running. So I'll start with the exit air vent. Here it is. And it should also have come with a little white plastic pouch that has this little adapter. Now this adapter is super important. Please, please, please don't lose it. You're gonna need it to connect the exit air vent to the battery. So first things first, you just kind of unwind the wire and you have to unscrew this bottom ring here. So the bottom part just gets screwed off and you take it out. That is step one. Step two is you basically put the USB cord into the visor. Here you can see the circle at the top. This is our stretchy material. So the circle is about 6 centimeters in diameter and the exit air vent is 8 centimeters in diameter. So you're gonna need to stretch it a little bit out. The goal is to get this thread part right here. That needs to be on the inside of the visor, because what we're essentially gonna do is we're gonna stick the ring on the inside and then screw it in from the inside, and that's what's gonna hold it in place. So you don't need to do much to really put it in place. It's just kind of, the fabric will stretch, but I just want you to make sure that that the exit air vent is out. Part of it remains out of the visor, and then just the threaded part is on the inside, and that's what I currently have right now. So on that front, it's good to go. I'm gonna just twist my BioVYZR, and then on the side, what I have to do first, I have to make sure that this flat part of the ring is the part that's going to be flush against the material. So that's the orientation when you put it in. You just have to find the USB cable from the exit air vent, and you have to put it through the ring. That's going to be important. If you don't do that, it's not really going to go in place. So just make sure you do that. And then you stick your hand in, and then you basically have to screw the ring in position so that it closes back in its place, and then it holds the exit air vent in position. So I'm twisting, just making sure that everything lines up and that it twists tightly in position so that it holds the exit air vent in place. I think that is good. And it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Okay, and okay, tighter, perfect. Okay, so once it's tightly in place, that's it. It should be good to go. See, the exit air vent is in position, and then the exit air vent has a hinge mechanism. So when you open it, over here you could see the filter platform. We have the small size 8 centimeter filter for the exit air vent. This will filter the air that goes out. And in the lid here, you'll see that there's a motor. And that's the motor that pulls the air out of the BioVYZR and makes sure that it passes through the filter so that everything that comes out of the BioVYZR, out of the air that you breathe, gets filtered through an N95 filter. Okay, so that's that. The second part of installing the exit air vent is really about organizing it on the inside by making sure that the wire is not dangling. Right now, if you can see, the wire is dangling. So there's a series of about 5 little elastic loops that run down the side over here. And basically what you have to do is you have to thread the USB cable through them. That'll just keep it out of the way and it'll keep everything neatly organized on the inside. It is a little bit of a task. That's probably the hardest part of the installation. So once you do that, then there's not much really left. You only have to do it once. So what I like to do is I usually use 2 fingers. I use one finger to expand the loop, and then I basically put the USB cable through it. So that's one right there. I'm gonna find the other loop. Oh, there it is. Loop number 2 is done. Okay. Oh. And then here's loop number 3 right beside the window. It's the peripheral side window. Loop number 3. And then I can feel there's a loop number 4 beside the reversible glove. Stretch that out. Put the USB cable in. Done. And I have to find loop number 5, should be somewhere right. Okay, found loop number 5. It is. Okay, so loop number 5 probably already will have a wire from the intake vent, so you just have to stretch it a little bit extra and then that way it'll fit, and then it's good to go. And so once you pass it through the 5 loops, then your wire is ready to go. That's where the adapter comes in super handy. Here's the adapter. Make sure that that's on. The reason we have to have this adapter is because we added the exit air vent later in the production process. By the time we did it, the batteries were already done. So they only have one USB port, and they have a USB-C port. So the adapter basically turns the USB-A into a USB-C, which allows it to fit into the battery. So once I plug it in, it starts automatically, okay? And keep in mind that the exit air vent is just one speed. It doesn't have a controller. The minute you plug it in, it starts working. And right here, this is the USB-A for the intake vent. Also, once I plug it in, I actually have to use the controller to turn it on, and the optimal speed is always 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's both of them running right now. Okay, so what I usually like to do is I like just to tuck the battery in the front pocket, put it away that way, and just organize all the wires so they're not hanging around everywhere. And once that's it, it's ready to go. So yeah, that's it. So that's the full tutorial on how to install the exit air vent. Now that it's working, you open it, it's working. You can feel the air. The motor's kind of powerful, but the filter does kind of reduce the airflow. So that's why we had to choose a strong motor to kind of consider that it's going to be slowed down by the filter. But we have a good airflow out of the visor. But it still ensures that on the inside of the visor, there is a strong positive pressure to make sure that nothing gets in from the outside, no aerosols, no particles come in, no air leaks in from the outside. That's super important. I think there might be one more thing. I'm just gonna take a look real quick. Okay, so even though that the motor is on, there is no filter in the back. So I'm just gonna show you that the opening mechanism for the exit for the intake air vent in the back, you just have to rotate it again. It's already working. There's a silicone seal ring. This is going to be important. So, yep, you could feel the negative pressure pulling the air in. This will stick in place. And then you put the silicone seal ring around the perimeter, and then you screw the cap back on. And that'll, you have to put it tightly because the cap will press against the silicone seal ring to make sure that there's no air that passes from around the filter. It just all the air that goes into the visor has to come in through the filter. That's how we designed it. The seal is super important. So yeah, there you have it. This is the intake vent, the exit air vent. They're both fully working, and now the BioVYZR is ready to be worn. Okay, thank you.